sent both the hey everybody, as the title has shown, this is the season 2 finale of
Series
Sonic.
finale, sadly.
Well, yes, the season 2 finale and the series finale, unfortunately. For oh my god, that is beautiful. Look at that
I
hat.
had it there for a while still, so I'm like, it's
Oh,
the
he
back
had it
side of
backward.
the
I thought it was
front,
a
so
brand
I
I thought it was a
had it
brand new
reversed.
hat. I
It's
thought it
still the
was a
same hat,
brand
but
new
it still
hat.
looks cool. So here we are, folks. You asked for it, you voted for it, like close to a month and a half, maybe 2 months later, we're at the end. Here we are. We're just talking just a little bit that it feels like just last week we started the first episode of season one, but here we are.
It just it and it's not that long ago that we started this with Trigun, and now here we are with Sonic. Um, I am genuinely excited. You had the watch link, right?
Yeah, I got the watch links.
All right.
And remember, you guys are always welcome to join us if you want to. We'll put that in the pinned comment for the watch stream. So if you
I
want to join us,
I
that's
hate
wonderful.
it. I hate it that you can't pin two messages at one time. But it's YouTube, so it's
Makes sense.
whatever. I understand the why though. I understand. So if anybody needs the watch link, it's in it's the top comments. It's gonna be the top chats in the chat section. They're there. If you are on Twitter, if you're watching on Twitter, want the watch link and the panel link, you have me on Twitter. Just message me there, and I will graciously present both links. So because this is a huge one right here. This is a huge one.
The final two.
Here we
So,
go. Yep, here we go. We're gonna watch we're watching Spy Hog.
Spy
You
Hog
can you
and
can tell I want to start it. You can just see it on my face. I
but I also say all good things coming to an end. So sadly, this is coming to an end.
and there I think this is it. Hey, Callie. And it takes a bit for it to do its thing, but we got it working, so that's the beauty of it after 2 DVD players later. Hey, Callie, good to see you. Gonna be interesting. Oh, there it goes.
Whoa, whoa, careful, Romeo.
Oh,
I should have fell in the water.
yes, that would have been perfect.
Should have been. Mm. Wait, how did they get that? It's probably the Dark Swan, but good fun. Well then, here we go.
Poor Antoine.
A little silly, but okay. That's kind of funny.
Oh,
The feed.
that's cargo.
Snails.
And you guys criticize me over my chocolate syrup food. Hey, Crystal
Wait,
Kitten.
what? I mean, his actor's having fun right now. Good. Angela. Look out, Oh, they got him. They got him. Smart. Very smart.
Hey, nerdporeal life form. Agreed.
No, we'll talk about that soon. So anyway.
Nerdporeal, we're gonna be doing the discussion after the watch party. If you're around, we would love to have you on. Links in the chat at the very top. Understandable, Nerdporio. Yeah, and you are right. It is a good series. Oh, thank you, Nerdpolio, for the $2 super chat. Here's some tribute for covering this. Oh, man, you are awesome. It's going to be fun.
$24. It's like a race
Uh
against the
oh.
clock. Hmm.
Here we go. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, freedom fighter. Happy birthday, my dear friend.
Well, we're at the Dream Fighter. Enjoy your very special day, and thanks for stopping by and good day. We really appreciate it. The one I think that's clever, actually. This is amazing. You know why? Eggman
This
already knew what Knockball is. Nice to see the old Dream Fighters and some old friends.
Hey, Jasmine.
What's up, guys?
Oh, we're watching this. We're watching the final episode of SatAM right now. Uh, the watch link is at the very top, the pinned one. It'd
Oh,
be a
so I need to click on both.
yeah. Oh,
Okay,
just the. Well, you're already in the panel, so just the watch link. It'll take you to a different tab, but you'll still be here though.
okay. Oh, I see.
Hmm. Oh, supersonic. Oh, Kron reference. Hmm. Oh, this will be interesting.
Go get him,
Careful, horrible.
Sally.
Okay, wait, how much time do we have left? The power of the kiss stopped it. Wait, hold on. Okay, Anime's been having Wi-Fi problems, so hopefully he's still here. Please still be here. Please,
Oh
please.
no.
Oh no, please, please. Just I think we're at the end, and then they do the
Yeah.
please, please don't. I mean,
Was
this is
that the
pretty
last
good.
was that the last episode? Oh,
Yes, this is the last episode, sadly.
oh okay.
Okay, he's still here. It's still going. Good, good.
Hmm.
Uh,
I guess he's gone.
well, the Wi-Fi connection, like, hopefully, so that yeah. Yeah, so how have you been doing? I haven't seen you in a
Uh,
while.
I've been doing okay. I meant to kind of been check in with this just to see because I was kind
Of
of curious
course.
about it, but I never made time for it.
Well,
I made it. I guess better late than never, but
yeah, better late than never. We always do stuff like this. Ever since Trigun, he's gonna give
yeah,
us.
I wanted to make that one too, but I don't know. I never made time. But
It's okay. It's fine. That's why we always say you can always join the panel discussion later or watch party for either one.
yeah,
And
I did watch the first episode of that Trigun. It looked like I could like it. Mhm.
it's really good. I think it would be right up your alley.
I
So,
think so. Uh, I kind of missed the mark on a lot of shows like Trigun and Gundam. Cowboy Bebop. Uh, I I actually just okay.
let's tie these alive.
Mm,
Oh, that looks like a hedgehog.
ooh, cliffhanger.
So that was the could have been the villain for the third and final season. Let's
Oh,
right here called Nagus.
yeah. I was looking this up, and it
Mhm.
looked like there was like two iterations of the original Sonic.
Yes,
Mm.
this was the 90 this was the Sonic SatAM that came out, and then there was also the Sonic the Hedgehog Adventures.
Yeah.
Which they called syndication and for Sega, and this one was the network. So
Oh,
I think I'll explain more later. But right now, since that was the finale, Sonic Saturday Morning has concluded, and with me, Anime Night, and even a little bit of DBZ.
And
So
we're
what do you think of the watch party? Actually, I want to get your opinion about that. So what you think about it, since you're brand new to this, and what you think?
well, I didn't get to see much. I really
Mhm.
even I wanted to get in here sooner, but I had some stuff going on. But I mean, it was a lot of fun. It's pretty funny too. I didn't think that they would go as far as to give Sonic a girlfriend, but didn't look like he was too interested. Well, actually, he was more interested than I thought he would have been, considering he's Sonic. He kind of goes wherever the wind blows. But uh,
Exactly. Oh, neither one reference.
mm,
So yes, but
yeah, he was feeling that kiss. It was funny.
yeah, I would like to say, it's always welcome to have a new face. We always encourage people to, you can still be with us in chat, or if you want to come in, it's wonderful. And the more people we get, I think the better it just becomes. With me and Anime Night, it's always a wonderful time to have on these Thursdays. But when we get new people, even like just for once or something brief, it's wonderful, and I like doing this. because we can discuss about what's the episode's going on. Like I'm laughing about the kiss or everything, or it's like, oh, the tease of what could have been for season three with Snively in the role, because we have discussed that from time to time here that, Snively, when he's on his own versus Robotnik, he can get the job done even if he's foiled in the end. And season three would have focused on him and his partner, which looked like the precursor to Metal Sonic and possibly Shadow. So this would have been really cool to see what could have been.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't this version of it canceled or something?
this version was canceled because I don't get that until a little bit later. But I think these last twos were really good. They were both canon. They were both moving the plot forward, and you really get to see more of the whole Doomsday Project, or even Eggman being smart and Sniper. Like, you have a spy in here somewhere, and I knew this was going to come up later. And I like, I like that feel. I like the vibe of the heist gone wrong, and them figuring out there's a spy here. Need to find them.
Yeah, I did.
Exactly.
I didn't know this was canon. Really?
Neither did I at the time of doing a little bit of research. I'm like, oh, it was canceled for a
Yeah.
reason that Sega is upset about. But for me, I've also been an underground guy since Spy Dick as well. So that was the version of Sonic I grew up with next to Sonic X. So I was always the underground kid in Sonic X. So
Oh
this,
yeah, Sonic X was really good.
mm-hmm,
I feel like it was Jason Griffiths. He was good. He was good. I grown to appreciate his talent many years later, growing
Yeah.
up and everything. But the Spy Hog episode was really good. We got we actually got to see more of what was going on behind the scenes, and hey, he may be Uncle Chuck may be arrogant, a bit arrogant and stubborn, but he knows what he is doing. That secret backup area, that was genius. I'm like,
that
oh,
was smart for him to have, because when you're hiding in plain sight, being very discreet, like, you need to have more than one base. So I'm glad he had a backup. And if they ever find me, I can just go hide in like a chug alert or chug alert. So
that
that's,
was fun.
to
That
me,
that
was
that
funny.
backup body was actually pretty funny and very clever because how many of those
It, it,
things does he have? And
the
it'd
more
be hard to
common it is,
spot.
the more he's like, did I just get destroyed? Whatever, I don't care.
um,
So that was smart. And the
and then
spy
the
centric one was like, yeah, it was pretty funny. Got some good jokes. Antoine's VA was having a blast in the recording booth. It's like, oh, come on, really? I don't want to do this. Like, just do it. So that was great. But Doomsday, the big series finale, sadly, actually had a lot of great stakes. Sadly, we had the countdown to destruction moment. We were racing against the time. Like, the vibe felt different, very dark, very moody. So it was setting the tone nicely. And we finally see Knothole be invaded. I felt like this is great, because I think he even got the information before Sonic rescued him. Sure, in Spy Hog, Uncle Chuck goes, Knothole location is. I'm glad that he didn't finish it, but I think Eggman just looking through it, or just asking him sooner before Sonic arrived, is that smart thing that I already got the information what he wanted. So he was just waiting, and you get this nice moment of like, they've been invaded. They can't wait anymore. You have to go now before it is too late.
oh, and I agree because it goes to show just how far ahead Eggman planned this whole thing, and the fact that there are hundreds of those bots and everything. I don't think they wouldn't have enough to produce the little bomb things. the metal destroying bombs, which I thought were real a nice addition. I thought those were a really nice addition, like a new way to counteract them, which is really nice because it's like their arsenal, the freedom fighters' arsenal is getting better and better and better and better. And then they had that transmitter thing. I'm like, how long have you had this? Because throughout this whole series, Joker, they've had so many different gadgets, and it just makes us scratch our head every time we see a new one. It's like, and why didn't you use this earlier?
The freedom fighters, is that who
That's
the
kind of like the precursor to, like Team Sonic and everything. So this is before the
oh
creation of Tails, Biggs. No, no, we do have Tails. So like Amy, like Team Rose, Team Dark, Team Chaotix, and Sonic Saturday Morning was out after the first Sonic Adventure game. So we're talking about Genesis era. So the Genesis era of Sonic. So when you
oh
aren't quite seeing everybody quite yet, even though you just people would be saying, "But where's Knuckles and everybody?" Like, yeah, to be
yeah.
fair, some of them should have been around, but definitely could be a license issue at the time. So it's easier to create your own characters and just get, we'll pay for Sonic, we'll pay for Tails, we'll pay for Eggman, and the rest of the cast are just
They
Dick
are our
Scrucian.
own.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It's
Now that being said, since I'm bringing this up, so I think it's now the great time. The reason why Sonic Saturday Morning was canceled, I guess documents were found, and sadly, oh, this is the one thing you don't want to hear the most, and probably why it was canceled for a reason. So,
well, considering they couldn't use the characters, that's a nice
I just put the private
solution.
chat for you, Anime Night. So here you go. So documents were found, the legal court cases and everything. So this is to briefly summarize everything. So great. And I know he wants to see you know who, and probably a cameo in Sonic 4. I don't think we're ever going to get these characters again, sadly. Sadly.
Who?
Yeah,
So you can
the
show it if you want to. So because it
yeah,
is the
because
time to talk about.
yeah, because this is really really sad, because it goes to show like I don't know if it, now here's the thing, we don't know if it's deliberate or on purpose because these things do
Legal
happen.
reason.
Yes, and with the leaks, and this is why they have those this is why they have the NDA agreements now. This is why this is like why these things are in place. And as bad as this is, it is very unfortunate because Sega Sega really got big mad over the animation cells because remember Deke and all these other companies, like Jetix, Disney Channel, all these entities and everything that broadcast, even Toonami's not safe from this. Toonami's not safe from this. The problem is there was a lack of communication with, from my understanding of as upon reading this, that Sega didn't get the memo that they were selling, that there were animation cells being sold, and which is really really
A
sad.
big no-no, especially when it's your character being sold off, like Sonic. So who knows how many animation cells were being sold, who owned the rights to these characters, and when the big corporation like Sega, like I don't blame Sega for this, they get wind of it and it's like, wait, what's going on?
So Alex breaks it down a bit further. He says, "Let's start with the most important reveal here. Sega not only owns the characters from AOSTH and SatAM, well, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's the other one, but they also own everything Deke made from the two shows, including characters, props, backgrounds, assets, cells, music, animation, everything. Because once you're in partnership, because remember, some of this stuff gets approved and everything by these people. Why do you think we have the Archie comics? Why do you think we have um, Sonic X to begin with? It's because Sega approved of these, and they're like, okay, we're gonna fund you your show. We're gonna fund this show about Sonic, but upon this agreement, we own the rights to these. Sonic is our character. We're letting you have a license to it, but you break if you legally break your contract by doing whatever thing we deem is illegal, consequences are going to be very dire. And this is the pure case of that. This is a fuck around and find out moment for Deke. They were great in everything. They got the head on their shoulders correctly as far as everything. But it takes one person. It takes one person from a corporation to fuck it all up for everything. And
And
that's
I'm
just
sure that was a big meeting on that day when they found out that's like cells are being sold, Sega's not happy, so probably was a shitstorm on that day. So that's why, and unfortunately, when you look at everything, Sega's like they would win. They would win eventually, win in the end, because I kind of think this is why we don't see people like Sally, Antoine, Uncle Chuck, and several others for a very, very long time. It's sad that it's happened, but we live in an alternate reality that if we did get the third season, the evil wizards, not Nagus, how do you say his name? The evil wizard sorcerer, he would have been the main antagonist for the third season. And to me, with him and the Void, he says, "I will get my revenge." Hey, Eggman's gone, Snively's alive, and he goes from saying, "Dr. Robotnik," to Uncle Julius. So now he's really out for revenge. And to me, that's a bummer. But then again, you do have to say, how did he escape? Which brings me to, I think, the great conspiracy theory or fan theory could be is it's the stones. If you put them together, they cause destruction. Reverse them, it's a little bit different. So perhaps maybe with all the weird editing, memories, flashbacks, and stuff, I think that could have been enough what Nagus was probably waiting for, because you don't have these stones and be like, oh, they're unimaginable power. Perhaps he was in the right place in the right time to be like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. Could be. Or Snidely could remember the void and been like, you know what? I'll go get him now.
mm-hmm.
But you never know. But since sadly we don't have the third season, and I don't know if Ben is still around, the lead writer, but I would love to ask the question, be like, so how would you, if we did get a third season, how would you reveal how did he escape?
It's a wonderful question because there's and also seeing the other freedom fighters from the south and the east. I'm curious now, where is Naho placed now that we know which freedom fighters are coming from? Which begs the question, what other ones would have been? Because I guarantee in the season 3, we would have probably seen a bit more from the west and the north.
Well, I guess I'm too late to ask Ben Hurst because sadly, yeah, he passed away 15 years ago, so I can no longer
Yeesh.
ask him.
Ow.
So for Ben,
Oh, my
this is
heart.
for you from the Knights of the Anime Table, all of us. Rest in peace, good sir. Hopefully, you knew that the fans love you, and hopefully, you were able to meet your fans who love Sonic Saturday morning.
And the cool thing is, one the time stones that were mentioned in the previous episodes, you could put two and two together because that's an idea that came up with for Sonic CD at the time and the introduction of Amy Rose. So it is Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis comes out. Mario is already established around that point by I want to say the third game. I want to say the third game around this point. Sega needed a mascot and they saw Sonic the Hedgehog. And it's like they put everything into Sonic. Like and that's why he's one of the greatest mascots of all time from during that era. Because remember, we didn't have the PlayStation just yet. We were still in the Nintendo era, the NES era, and then the Sega Genesis era. We were still at that time before we had the big three. Around this time, when the success hit the Sonic game, that's when, okay, we got a huge franchise going. That's why we have the Archie comics. That's why we have the figures. That's why we have the games as well. And of course, why we have the live action movies now. Everything was riding on that one game. Because remember, the same situation happened with Nintendo. Their mascot, Mario, took him to the stratosphere. And it was lightning in a bottle for them as well. And that's why we have Nintendo World out there in Orlando right now. You could make the argument that both Sega and Nintendo are practically one and the same, just different companies. You can make the argument, but both of them and later on Sony got lucky with all the right time and place. And that's why we do have Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and SatAM and of course the amazing Sonic X show. And of course Sonic Forces. I think that's the other one that came out. I'm trying to remember for the life of me. Um,
Are you talking about Sonic Prime?
I think Sonic Prime, but it's one of those. But everything came from that.
Yep.
It's crazy how one game can make
Or just
all the
one series, a few of them can spawn multiple, a mass media empire. That's what we call it, multimedia. You got the games, you got the different shows. Like we said, like Sonic the Hedgehog, the show, Saturday Morning, Underground, X. There was
Oh yeah,
I think it was, you know,
Underground.
the Red Barrel games, Prime is the latest one on Netflix, which ended a couple years ago. Was it last year? I think it was last year. That did end, so that was a very good thing. But then again, now we're just here
hey
patiently
Wildman.
waiting, sitting for whatever else Sega's gonna do because Netflix had their 3 seasons, they ended it, so who knows what's gonna be next for good old Sonic. But as a series as a whole, do I think this is a really good show? Takes a while to get going with the first season alone, but once you hit certain episodes and you can figure out that, like I said, with like Sonic Saturday Morning does remind me a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and a few others that way, where yes, we will have the still a plot moving on, but some of these episodes are gonna feel like what the crews are doing. Perhaps in a couple episodes they are trying to stock Eggman for a bit. The next episode you might get a standalone episode with Tails or Antoine or something like them. Like I said, in that third episode of the first season, or was it the fourth episode? Can't remember. Where they go on an actual adventure, and there's that stupid chair. That's right, an actual chair where they have to sit on to find this treasure that they're looking for. I couldn't stop laughing, and I'm like, okay, It's the 90s. I get it. And I love stupid stuff like this. It's amazing. It makes you feel like it feels like it's not going to be doom and gloom all the time. You can sit back and relax for a bit. But when it does get going, you go like, oh, well, this is interesting. Because there could be moments where you do learn about what's this thing called the Void? Who is this evil sorcerer? Or when you find out how Eggman truly conquered the world, you go, oh, that's pretty cool. And you get to see some cool stuff with the labyrinth design in that episode that was really cool. I'm like, how do they do that? How do they do that? Or just some really nice details of the backgrounds or how the characters express this show, despite the age and the era it came out, it holds up enough to me and say every Sonic fan should at least watch it at least once in their life. If you watch it once, I say you won't have a bad time with it. I think it is a good time. And I definitely think the third season might have been more story driven
Mm.
to with a few filler episodes here and there. But again, since Ben's no longer with us, sadly, I can't quite ask him. But I do have the comics, so I might have to check out the comics to see how did they do this story. Because apparently, according to one of my friends, the current version of Eggman shows up and defeats the other Eggman. So I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. That's cool to know.
Wait, there are two Eggmans?
Okay, well, technically speaking, the Saturday morning of the show, there's Eggman's kind of gone through multiple different designs phases over the years. There's the accurate video game version, which we all know, and then there's like this version of Eggman, voiced
Mm.
by the great Jim Cunningham. So then like Mike's the current version of Eggman, that like his voice actor, I'm just gonna say like that Eggman comes out and like kills the other Eggman. So I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know how it goes, but I have to read the comics. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, Bill.
Yeah, when I was looking it up, I didn't know that Sonic was voiced by how is
Steve
it
Urkel,
Janelle? Yeah, I was just
did I do that?
Hey, yeah,
Janelle White.
you should have seen our reaction when we first saw the name. We're like, wait a minute, that's Steve
I mean,
Urkel.
I
Yeah.
knew Steve was a VA for a while, and but it's like, yeah, you can hear a little bit of the. Did I do that?
Yeah,
He's
you could
talking to
tell.
Sal a little bit,
When I
so it's
found
a
out, I
little
was
weird.
like, I actually could hear him in that Sonic, because he
I
played
think,
all of those Sonics from back in the day in the
yeah, he
new
did like
series
three
too.
shows for Sonic, and I think that's pretty cool. And even the third show, I know people don't like Underground a whole lot, but he's like playing three different characters, Sonic, and apparently in Underground they gave him siblings, so and he's playing the two siblings as well. So he's got the talent for that. So I wish I could meet him one day. So I think
And,
it's cool.
and the cool thing is, Jasmine, the character Bunny, she's voiced by Chucky's
Late actors,
actress,
the late.
the late actress, because she also voiced Chucky in the Rugrats series, and
Oh,
you do hear it, when you like when certain words are said, and it's like
Like,
that
hey
is
there, sugar,
definitely
or I got you, Chuck. And when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, it's Chucky, and that kind of made me sad a bit because she's also no longer with us. She passed away a long time ago. But it was also nice to hear a very much a familiar voice that I instantly recognized from my childhood show. And I think that's wonderful she got to do this. So, really wonderful. And like we
and
said, the great Jim Cunningham is in this, giving
yeah,
1,000,000% every episode he's in. You can feel the hatred for Sonic, or whenever they messed up, he's blaming Snidely or someone else. Like,
oh
this is
yeah,
great. This is
I didn't know
awesome.
that.
Jim does get around. He's in Union, so
Yeah.
he's probably been in half of your childhood shows
Oh
when
yeah,
you don't even think about it.
He's been in a lot of them. Pooh, Winnie the
Yeah,
Pooh.
Pooh. Oh,
Um,
there was actually a funny scene where it's like he redoes the Eggman voice when someone requested it. He still got it, so I wouldn't mind. Again, Sega, this is easy money. You got that Sonic Racing game coming out. Give me this version of Robotnik for a skin or whatever for an alternative racetrack. I'm giving you easy money. You're doing nothing with the Saturday morning any of the three versions shows from the 90s. You got to do something with them. Please
Be-
do something with them.
because now is the time because the Archie comics have finished in 2017. They're ready they're ready to be adapted. They're ready to be adapted, and
I think fans would like to see
I
them.
love Snively. I love that side character because
Yes, Uncle Chuck.
me and Joker, we praise him because he's the side antagonist written correctly. Because when he has his moments, he shines. Like, just give him a moment and give him some screen time and everything. But when it's just him, he will work wonders. And twice.
Almost won. He almost won twice. He mind controlled Sonic, which was great. I'm like, how did you do this? Like he almost found Knothole's location where they've been hiding for the freedom fighters, at least the main group that we follow. He got this storm, whatever, and was able to take down this wolf tribe during his second standalone episode. I'm like, this man almost had it all. Like he could have taken over regardless. But again, you get that small tease and at the end of the final episode where he's like, I survived. It's like, oh, there he is. He's got his cape. He's got the colors. I think he would have been a great antagonist with the wizard. I think they would have made caused some serious trouble. But
Because
I really did enjoy like him as a character, and you can tell his actor was having fun. And it's like, yes, now I'm in control. But for how long though?
yeah, it's such a dynamic to see both of them because they really complement each other. When you see them together on the screen, they complement each other very well, and it's like, why can't we have more character interactions like this with our modern ones? Why can't we have more of that? Because it makes you wonder as well. Jasmine, I know you showed up midway through the final episode. Based on what you've seen, did you enjoy it?
Based off the little bit I did see, yeah, it looked a lot. It looked like a lot of fun. It's a shame that I couldn't at least see one whole episode. It's just I only saw that little piece, but it was very entertaining. Um,
It
yeah, I even came prepared.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Jasmine, you are a marvel of a fan right now. I
yeah.
you keep surprising me, and I'm happy. But this series though is well worth watching and owning. And thank God we have the physical media. We have the physical media. Actually, Joker.
Yes.
What's gonna bake your brain even further, Jasmine? We were doing nightcasts last night, and there's a news segment in there about Rugrats and all growing up.
Oh yes, that's right.
They're coming out with the complete series of Rugrats and all grown up on one DVD box set. On one,
I
all the
did.
ep,
I
all the ep.
did see that. I saw that they was gonna release that, and yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
that's
That's
really
pretty
cool.
awesome.
Yes, and we me and Joker we praised it because it's it's about time. We got the whole series, the complete collection of this beloved series, and also it does feature the special episodes and everything. It does. And I thought, and I sat there where we were reading this and everything, and I'm just like, this is how it should have been. The fact that it took this long, but it's a more of a better late than never. And I hope we do get more like this with the beloved series that we do have, because I was pretty shocked when I stumbled upon the complete collection of SatAM and everything, and I'm like, I have to get this. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much it costed me. I
Well,
do not
probably cost
care.
you an arm and a leg in the end, but stuff like that is worth it. And even stuff that I mentioned, like try finding stuff from the DVDs.
Mm, good, good. Well, with Sonic Underground, that one's gonna be a bit harder to find.
Hopefully, we can find it. I think the big rule for if we're doing stuff like this, despite the collection of DVDs of animes and cartoons that he has, hopefully, if there is a request, we can. Hopefully, it's affordable. We can find it. Let alone the conditions good enough. Hopefully, it's
We can make it
available.
we can make it work if there is a physical release of it. We can make it work.
Like even
We
I recommend we should do Witch, and like I said
we
last
are
night, try finding stuff for Witch. It is impossible. They were the stocks were there back in the heyday, and if I bought a couple of them as a kid, I could pop in a couple right now and start watching it. But sadly, it's either gonna be a region lock Pacific DVD, or you're doing the arm and leg, hoping you get the sets that you want. But remember, these were only like those single disc where, oh, you only get a couple episodes per DVD, and that was it. So you had to keep
Mhm.
buying them as they were slowly coming out. So that is
Yeah,
about
that was
it's
a thing,
horrible.
especially with long series like Dragon Ball. It was
I highly actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to attempt that as a contender for the watch party. It wouldn't be a bad idea. But if we're gonna do it, but if I'm saying this now on record, if for some crazy miracle Dragon Ball Z wins, we're gonna start with season 1. We're gonna start with season 1 and keep it fair.
Are
Because
we doing the Kai or the original?
I have the original over
I
there over there right now. I have up to season 4, I believe.
I have the whole
Ooh,
thing. I have all of
no.
Dragon Ball and
Okay,
Dragon
is
Ball
that the
Z,
original Z? What
the
they aired
original.
on cart?
The original.
Okay, so it's not the Dragon Ball Z uncut, where that badass intro went.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is the original Rock the Dragon.
Oh no, that's the ocean dub. I don't. Well,
I don't
I kind
There's
of.
three intros for Dragon Ball Z's. There's Rock the Dragon, then there's the Bruce Faulkner opening, and
Yep.
then when they finally air the original cuts that were uncut, they bumped it up to PG. You get that awesome, badass. Again, it's the red filter with them showing the anime scenes. But that intro with the heavy guitars, the drums, it is so badass. And then it ends with C, C, C.
Oh yeah. Well, that
That
was they.
badass kid.
They only use that for the specials.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I
Like I
liked
said,
it
I
better.
know my Dragon Balls, so that's why I said I grew up with all three of them. Rock the Dragon, the Ocean, then Bruce Faulkner, and then, the Uncut. And then, yes, of course, on Saturday mornings when they did show Dragon Ball, at least, they would show the Kai version, whether it be on, the CW stuff, or if you were on Nicktoons, they did show Kai there as well before they went back to Tanami. So I've seen them all. I've seen them all. Oh, he's back.
There you go. I had to
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I
there
have
we go.
that too. I have season 1, season 2, and season 6 because
I have.
I was collecting all of them, but I have a little bit of every kind of collection in a way. It's mostly the original DVDs that they released with, like, the 3 episodes on every DVD.
Yep. Hmm.
It's mostly them, but I have season 1 and 2 because for a long time Funimation didn't do the uncut version of, like, the Saiyan saga and then a little bit of Namek saga, but I I have those because, like I said, they're uncut. Yeah, yeah, I like those. Um, I don't
Ooh.
have I don't have season 3 and season 4. I only have 1 and 2 because the rest
Well,
of them. Yeah.
if we ever get to Dragon Ball Z,
Well, we got them. We got 'em. So it's up to the free
it's
side.
up to the fans. It's up to the
Up to
fans
the fans. So
because remember, you the audience gets to vote on this, and the winner of the two polls that I put out, they will face off in the final one, and that's the one we're going to be watching. And believe me, with the collection I have, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we actually started strong with Trigun, and now we're finishing up with Sonic SatAM. I'm liking this because it worked. Because I was sitting at home one day. Here's the story how this came to be. Here's the story how this came to be, Jasmine. I was sitting at home one day and I was looking at my anime DVDs and everything. And I'm like, why the fuck am I not doing a watch party? Why am I not doing a watch party? What the hell is wrong with me? I'm sitting there looking at this. I'm like, I did not buy these for them to collect dust and everything. This has meaning. I should be sharing this with friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to get introduced to a lot of stuff, even stuff that, some of your fans may not be anime fans, but you can get them into anime just by putting on a watch party and even more emphasis on talking about it. It's, yeah, nice. Yeah. I've never watched that, but I hear it could be good.
mhm.
And then
And I think
for
it
those
was what he tried to do, at least with me, at least. He
What?
tried to be like, "Hey, how does it sound?" Because we were trying to get Gundam Wing Endless Waltz movie working, and I kept saying something's wrong with the audio because I'm a music guy, and I'm like, something's wrong. Should I be hearing like some narration or something? So I thought it was the stream or something, and then I said, hold on, let me find this introduction on YouTube, and I said, no, the YouTube audio sounds correct, and then I don't know what it was. I just kept hearing a lot of static noise, very bubbling stuff. I'm like, that is not good if you're going to do a watch party. But then but then I kept saying, well, let me continue watching the movie. Let me see if the audio clears up. And it's like, oh, it did clear up. So maybe it just lasted for those few short minutes, and then it's like, all right, it cleared up. But then it's like, we'll set the watch party. And then I said, hold on, Chief. I haven't even seen Gundam Waltz, so I would be very confused in this movie about what the hell is going on.
yeah, so
It's like, oh,
I'm waiting. So out of the kindness of my heart, I'm waiting until Joker finishes up the Gundam Wing series.
so
I'm
I need to
waiting.
find Gundam Wing. Thankfully, there's a couple conventions, and I think one of them is coming up soon, and I
Yeah,
don't
because
know, but I think
I'm going to a convention pretty soon in April in next month actually April of this year. So I will be going as I'm going to be going as well. So I'm going to keep my eye out for a few things, all things considering. Um, who knows? I might get lucky there because I'm going to go see Johnny Young Bosch and a lot of other ones. Probably that Batman Beyond author too. But that aside though, this has been Sonic SatAM, if you guys have not seen it, go watch it. Now I will admit there's a few filler episodes that kinda are, like, there and everything, but there is also one that was a tribute to one of the, animators, so we
Who
gave
sadly
that one.
passed away during production. So we gave that episode a pass
There's a
because I always like tribute.
it's a good one, it's a lighthearted one, it's a good one, so, that one I would give a solid pass because it has meaning to it. But the other ones are are more or less decent, but I love the pop culture in the recent one. I love the
Hmm. So, oh god, hopefully the doesn't crash. But
pop
yes,
culture,
so
and I'm a sucker for the original, Hollywood monster movies. I'm a sucker for those. Play Dracula, and I'm sitting right there with you.
oh yeah, bro, that was funny. That was a good funny one. So
But I do know for a fact that, we are gonna continue this, and I'm pretty excited for what I have on there. I will say Noir is back on the list in the
Noir's
voting
back,
list.
fans. So Noir fans, I know you're out there. We know
Yep.
you're out there. You were fighting
You
for
have a chance. You have
self
a chance to rig
the
the system
chance
again.
of a redemption. And if it is redeemed, I will be happy. So I'm rooting for you. So don't forget, even I'm voting too. So I know the wars
Because
have won the poll.
remember, ladies and gentlemen, I run these polls free and fair. I'm a fair man. However, depending on how this poll goes, I might reconsider an option, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see how this works because there's a lot of anime I do have that has not been seen. Tiger and Bunny is one of them, and a
I
whole lot
love
of other
Tiger and
ones.
Bunny. I was watching a little bit of that on Netflix. So I think they still
Uh,
have it. Still have it. So I should continue that.
I have both season 1 and 2 that will be on there. But the rest
Tiger
of
and
them
Bunny
I
is
can
actually pretty good.
but the
Though to
rest
be
of
fair,
them
the Netflix version, at least the one they have, they did unfortunately for legal reason remove all the brand deals. So that's the bummer. I think season two has the, or at least the continuation series, they do have the brand deals back. I could be wrong, but I remember watching season one. I'm like, wait, are these supposed to be brand deals? And looking at one of the videos I watched, I was like, oh, they are brand deals, like Pepsi and all that stuff. To be fair, I think they cut them out for legal reasons. It's like, that's kind of a bummer, but that's the fun part of Tiger and Bunny. It's bef- was this before My Hero? I think it was before My Hero or during My Hero. Still the
mm,
superhero stuff, but let's unlike the boys where they're all assholes. It's like every year these are heroes putting on a show for a competition. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool
mhm.
actually. So keep that in mind. And I know people are gonna say, "But aren't you gonna do a popular one?" Hey, look, I would love them to do my dress up darling, but I think, like we said, let's keep it fair. Let's keep it a good mix. Yes, there'll be
Yes,
some new
because
stuff in there, but there also got to be a lot of old because without the old, we would not have the new.
exactly. However, I am not above
Mhm.
putting up some fan favorite ones too. If I have it. If I do, great. I'll happily put it up there. Or if the request is high enough, if the
And I
request is
do have
high
in back
enough,
in my closet all of my dress up darling currently, so that's where it is right now. So that's where it is. So
this is the same man who has the entire manga collection of Rosario 2 Vampire.
I
The
almost have all the Sekirei. I just wish Volume 5 wasn't 3,000 bucks to get, so it's gonna cost me an arm and a leg.
Oh
So
my god.
it's terrible.
when he told me that, I thought he was bullshitting, but when he showed me the evidence, I'm like, "Y- what were you in a bad mood to put that price up there?"
Yeah,
Because
I part
I
of that
feel like
is
that person
scalper.
was in a
Part of that
bad
is,
mood.
I was collecting enough, but the limit, the card that I had at the time didn't go all the way up. So I'm like, well, I got a few of them already. I'll get this set. wait for a couple paychecks to come and then go back and get the one that I need. No, it's gone. So that gives you the heart attack at least. So, and that's just the manga alone. I have the Blu-rays of Sekirei, so that was an easy secure back in the day. So, but stuff like that really gets your heart to be sinking. So, but again, you noir fans out there, we know you exist. You're out there. Vote like your life means upon it. And to the fans of the other series, remember, there's gonna be 3 separate polls. We'll have poll number 1 with your anime choices selected. The anime that's gonna select. That'll be your first round. Second poll is round 2. We get a different set, go from there. And the third and final poll will take the whoever has the highest of the 2 polls. They'll go head to head in a deadlock, and we'll say, all right, at the end of that week, it'll be that's the winner. That's what we're gonna watch.
Because
Because you
remember,
guys make it
we're
fun.
gonna
You guys make
we're
it
gonna
interesting.
make yes, and next week, depending on the winner, we're gonna give it a full week next week. We're gonna give you guys a full week. So we're not gonna be here next Thursday. We're gonna take next Thursday off to let the poll run. We're gonna let the polls run throughout the week, and then when those polls end, when all 3 of them are over, we're gonna go back and look and see who the winner was, and then that following Thursday we'll be back. So in in English for people who, for English,
So on March
there
20th, we'll be back for the watch party. So we have
this
until then. So this will be a fun week and a half at least to be getting us really excited. Be like, ooh, what are we gonna be watching? I wonder how the polls are gonna be doing because I know I'm gonna be checking every so often with the polls just to be like, ooh, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
I won't post the final one yet. So here's how it's gonna go, ladies and gentlemen. For those who are watching, listen very carefully. There are 3 polls, like we mentioned. I'm gonna be posting the first two, this week. The winner of those respective polls are gonna face in a they're gonna face in the finale poll. It's gonna be those 2 winners only on that third and final one. The winner of that one is what we're gonna watch. Now remember, I want you guys to be fair and engage. Share this around to everybody you know. Because remember, there's gonna be a lot of interesting choices on there, and I'm gonna try and be as diverse as I humanly can with this. Just to give
Yeah,
the others a fair shot at this. So you might see some mainline ones in there. However, vote like you mean it, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
any
And also,
ideas? Any ideas for your what options you gonna be doing?
you'll see.
Okay.
You'll see. Because I only revealed 2. I only revealed 2, but the rest are under wraps right now. So I'm trying, but I cannot wait to see your guys' faces when you see the others, because it's gonna be like, he does not have that. There's no way. But joking aside though, I'm genuinely excited for this because you guys, the audience, make this possible. We love doing this. Now, I could be a bastard and just play whatever from the collection I have. But I thought about this. I'm like, you know what? Let's make this a very more interesting and do voting, because you know what? It brings the drama. It brings the drama. It brings the drama. It brings the fun. Just all those poll watchers who are like, "Oh, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?" Because it's so much fun watching. It's gonna be so much fun to watch, and whoever wins, I'm gonna be very happy. Because remember, no, the last poll, Noir nearly won by it was that close. That's how close it was to beating Sonic. It was like almost dead heat. And I felt my adrenaline rushing watching that thing go up and down. Um, but I am a fair man. Whatever does not make it to this one will get another fair shot down the road. Because remember, I'm not. It won't be too repetitive because I'm gonna keep switching it up. However, you might see some entries from last time, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be more interesting. But
Yeah, keep
Jasmine,
them
you
guessing.
mhm.
Keeps people
The
guessing.
it does keep them guessing. However, the time slot, we're gonna bump it up to 7:15, just enough time for me to get everything going, get the invites out and everything to get it going. And don't worry, beforehand, the night before when the winner is announced, what I will do is I will put it in the DVD thing I have and test run it real quick. I'm gonna do a test run to see if it works. Because remember, I went through 2 DVD players already with this thing. So this is my third one I got, because the other one, eh, it just fucking crashed within a week. And I'm like, you bastard. So, but that being said though, it works. Um, but I'm curious though. I'm curious to see the reactions of everybody. But Jasmine, I would love to have you back here. I would love to have you back here.
I would love to have you back
And
as well.
Joker, well, you're already automatic because you're my
I'm
co-host.
I'm happy because
You're
I think
automatic for this because you're my
I think
co-host for this.
I think out of mostly everybody, I'm here for Nightcast. Sometimes we get McTown here, but for the watch parties, I
Mm.
am definitely here because I think one, it's more convenient because I don't do a whole lot unless I tell you. Some people are like, oh, I'm going to a movie, I'll be back before the set time, then we'll do it right after that. Or
Yeah,
it's
it's
my
very.
job convenience. Don't live too far away from it, so I'm easily there before I have to be there. So that's pretty much good for me. So
Yeah, it's very chill. You just kind of sit back and watch some anime.
watch
Um,
some anime or cartoons, add a comment here and there. Obviously, of course, we're avoiding the YouTube copyright strike because this would definitely get a strike within a heartbeat if we actually show Trigon. And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
yeah,
So
that's why I
that's why
want.
we keep the watch party in a separate link. We have fun that way. And then again, as the episode goes on, you can discuss a little bit here and there. Like even as we were talking about, like during the Trigun's final duel with Vash and his brother, we were just like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
And it's
Different
fun
from
to
the manga version, but it's
and
amazing.
we do a lot of fun speculations here and there. We were speculating all last week what the Spy Hog is going to be about, and to their credit, we were correct on a few things. We were correct. We were correct on a few of our guesses.
And I honestly thought he was going to use the power ring to power the Doomsday device. No, that thing's ready to go. But I'm like, I knew the ring was going to power ring was coming later, and I'm like, oh, supersonic reference, and then I'm like, oh, Tron reference at the end. So that was pretty cool. And like I keep saying, it's a darn shame we never got that third season because I would have loved to see it. In an alternate timeline, alternate reality, we got that third season.
Exactly, because it's such a shame that the stuff that because remember, this was almost considered lost media, almost. But thank God we have the physical stuff now, because there's a lot that didn't make
mhm,
it. Looking at you, Mega 6LR. Looking at you.
yeah.
Because
You.
courage is coming back, and we have the courage one. The Dexter's Lab
Mm,
one is coming as well. I think it's already out, and now we have the Rugrats and Rugrats all grown up. that's why we tell people get physical
Yes,
stuff because
it's
w-
very important now, especially. It looks like more and more physical media is being phased out.
and
Uh,
with Crunchyroll and everything happening in the digital world, we
yeah,
warned did we not warn these people, Jasmine? Did we not warn these people?
yeah. Sadly, it's happening. Mm.
Yeah, we're just sitting there and they're like, "Why has no one told us?"
It's like
First
it's
time?
like the old first first time like this is normal. But I think like you've been very much vocal about physical media. You mentioned about which like again Disney may own the license completely. The creators they of the book
Mhm.
series they try their best to get it back, did not, and here we are. We could be at an anniversary right now, be like celebrate the anniversary of which they did not do that. There is the manga reboot, but I do not know how much that is selling compared to the heyday of Witch, especially when Witch was on the best block channel of all time, Jetix. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's where I saw that's where truth be told, that's where I saw Digimon Frontier, Power Rangers
Mhm.
SPD, Super Robot Monkey Team, Hyper Force and
Yeah,
Go.
God, that's a
yeah.
bad. God, I wish I could find a copy because I need to
That's
rewatch that.
that's where I first saw Sonic X.
Oh, and I forgot. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sonic X did make an appearance on that one. It did.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Wow.
I don't know why they didn't continue it, and but now we know. There was also Shinzo. There was also Mystic Force,
Well, they had like
Dragon
they pretty
Riders,
much had
and
Power Rangers from. Oh, I think ABC Family was the last one with Dino Thunder. That was the last one with ABC Family.
oh, Dino Thunder was a lot of fun to watch. I like
That
that
was
one.
also it saved the franchise too. So
Uh,
so
I
again,
didn't like a lot of Power Rangers once I got older, but I thought Dino Thunder was really good,
I
and
think
SPD.
yeah, SPD was great.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I really stopped watching Power Rangers around Mystic Force. I just could not finish it. I couldn't
Yeah,
do it. But then
Miss.
on Nickelodeon, on for Nicktoons, they were rerunning Jungle Fury, and I was like, "Oh, Power Rangers is back!" And I watched a really great episode. I was like, "I can't believe about the rest." I never finished that either until later in life. And then I found Samurai, hated it. And then I found Megaforce, hated it.
I don't even know about
It
any of those. I
something.
stopped watching, I think, after Dino Thunder. I mean, maybe the one right after, but I didn't finish that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that was SPD. So yeah, that was SPD, the police one.
oh
I
no,
think
I
after
saw
it was
SPD. I thought
was the
SPD. Yeah, I thought SPD came before Dino Thunder.
uh,
But,
SPD was after Dino Thunder because that's when
oh,
they did
okay.
their team up for that one. They did two team ups with the Dino Thunder cast. One
Oh,
where
okay.
the Dino Thunder cast was in the future, and one where the SPD cast went back to the past.
Oh
That was pretty cool,
yeah.
actually. But yeah, but I think it just goes to show you that, like, with a bunch of stuff, there's gonna be stuff that we all are gonna like, but we don't like, and be like, wait, did it continue? Because I didn't even realize that Power Rangers was still going after as Mystic Force because it went to ABC, and I think I caught one episode of you. Yeah, it was RPM. I was like, oh, it's over. Okay, then, no big deal.
Hey, Fire Devil.
But that's the thing. I like having these discussions with people late at night because you never know what piqued that interest until he kind of went away. And hopefully, with the reboot of Power Rangers, I get it's Mighty Morphin. Hopefully, that toy line is successful, and we can get Zeo all the way to the current stuff. Because man, I would love to get a proper show with a new cast of characters, even if it's a new timeline or new universe. That would be fine with me. Because the old universe, I think they pretty much did everything. Like we gotta move on, please, in a hopefully a correct way. Also, we need more specials. Like, I need a reunion with the In Space cast and part of Turbo
Mhm.
because we need a reunion with them. They're long overdue. Hell, everybody's long overdue.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Actually, I I agree. But but we had so much fun. It was fun. It's fun doing this, getting all together and just watching the stuff we grew up with. Like we mentioned many times here
Or
tonight.
didn't grow up with, because
Or yeah, oh
it's a
yeah,
good
that's
thing
right.
to introduce people to different shows, like Trigun, because I never watched it, but now I kind of want to watch it, and that's the goal of doing something like this:
Mhm. Uh,
reuniting old fans and getting new fans.
I would. I wish I could go back and send you the links to those ones. Really wish I could. But you're here now, and that's all that matters. And from your from your positive response, we would love to have you back. Um,
Well,
same
I,
time as usual. The timing won't change. It won't change.
I plan on being back. I am very interested in seeing what you're gonna watch next. That'll be fun.
You can just see it on my face. You could just see it because it's like, what does he have planned besides Noir, and
And a
Top
few
Cat
others.
and a few others?
There's one I don't want to say the name to, but when he showed me, and I was like, that is one I've been looking for a long time because I don't know how I saw this, but I'm like, it looks so cool. I'm like, I want to watch it. And when he revealed it to me, I was like, you son of a, you son of, like, you son of, you son of, you son of, get over
Well,
it,
you could say it. You could say it.
you son of a gun.
Would you like to tell Jasmine?
You tell her because I'm jealous. I don't want to say it.
Where did it?
If you could find it, that is.
It's somewhere in here, but it's somewhere in here. It's either behind me or hiding in the DVD section over there. But we could just tell her straight up. Go ahead, Joker.
No, you go ahead. I give you the honors.
Well, let me find it first, but I'll be right back. Let me find it real quick. I'll be back. Keep entertaining the audience.
Okay, you better turn the audience, but yeah, I always enjoy doing this stuff. It's fun, it's interesting, and even like getting into stuff that I can vaguely remember from my childhood. I'm like, do I remember seeing this? Because when you're thinking about when you're young, and at least for me, obviously, of course, I always bring up the Inuyasha endings on Toonami all the time because
Mm.
whether you're just falling asleep on the TV and you hear that loud da 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 da, I was like, wait, what is that? What is that? Oh, it's an anime. Cool.
Oh yeah, I
Like
remember
that.
that from my childhood. I didn't even get into like anime until when I was in my teens, and I used to see all that stuff on Toonami and Adult Swim. But I didn't really watch a whole lot of it until about my teens, and I started watching things like Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho and Full Metal.
And for
Yeah,
now, I think I was the same way too. Besides from watching the usual like Naruto, Pokemon,
yeah,
I did watch Bleach a lot as a kid, every so often, and then to me, Sailor Moon was always my childhood show that I
oh
always
yeah,
watched. But then it really is not until I got to my teens. Obviously, of course, Dragon Ball was a big one, especially when you're on the computer back in the day, and you could watch free episodes for Dragon Ball on Cartoon Network before the episode's license expired. So that was always cool. It was always cool. But it really
yeah.
isn't until like my late teens to early 20s, I really got back into a bunch of stuff because then I started discovering all the old shows I used to watch and be like, oh my God, I remember watching this. Because I think this was still in, I want to say maybe I was in like 36 hours of work, I want to say. So I still had some free time left. And this is during my 2 days off, and I just could not sleep. I'm just on the computer. I'm like trying to find stuff to watch on YouTube. I'm like, what's this? And it's the original Sailor Moon intro and top 10 intros. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That just reawakened the inner childhood of me. I'm like, I remember watching this. And then I'm
Yep.
like, is like Toonami back at all? I kept saying. And it was back. So I'm like, let me watch some stuff. I would discover stuff. And it was really cool. And it's also when I got Netflix at the time, and they were really pumping in all the anime content lately. Some besides we've seen Seven Deadly Sins, obviously the big one was like Devilman Crybaby, and then all their air quote unquote original stuff they do get the streaming rights to. I think those are really cool that but it's just cool to find the stuff. And then I discover anime conventions. I discover conventions. So I'm like, shit, I want to do one. And that was a lot of fun meeting a bunch of people. So that was cool.
Yeah, I really wish I can go to convention.
You might find one. You never know. Like if even so smallish one with 1,000 people, like you never know. You can always find one. They're out there. They're out there. You gotta keep looking.
Joker, was it this one?
I
uh,
Vanguard, like was it Van Dread?
It
I
was
don't
not
think
mm,
it was not Van Dread. It was basically black and red, also with a red tinted. I think it was like Gunslinger or something with guns or swords. Where I said, "You son of a bitch! Do you know how long I've been looking for that?" Yep, that's the one right there. You son of a bitch!
uh, I have no idea what that is.
Do you know how long I've been looking for that?
I've never even heard of that. Um, oh,
I love Paranormal
Paranoia
Agent. That is
Agent.
the only show. Oh, wait, is that the Blu-ray or DVD?
It's the Blu-ray.
Ooh, I got bad news for you about that one. Some people do not like the Blu-ray version. They say the DVD is superior. So, ooh, I don't know, but that is still. But here's the thing: Paranoid Agent, great show. Good job. You preserved your copy. That's the important thing.
I remember when that was coming on Toonami, but I didn't
The only
watch.
show Satoshi Kon ever worked on in his entire career. Trinity
Any.
7, nice. That's a classic. Good classic.
Yeah, I heard of that. Hmm.
Ooh,
Have not heard of that.
I think I've heard of that before. I've seen one of the girls' images before, so that looks cool.
So these are teases, by the way, of what I really have.
Oh, Black Cat.
Black Cat, I know I gotta watch Black Cat because someone, I think one of my other friends who's a big fan of TMNT, he sent me something like Black Cat. And I'm like, I've never seen this before. He's like, oh, you would like it. It's like, it's not too long of a show actually, so we can breeze through that easily. So like, I know I also there's the one I did watch on Netflix, which I'm still like slightly mad. They kind of slightly got rid of it, but Gunsmith Girls, that was a pretty good show actually. From some of the episodes I watched, I'm like, this is getting pretty good. Oh yeah, the sequel to Trigun, or the spiritual sequel.
Just some ideas of.
So that's what the folks that we are teasing right now.
I'm teasing like crazy. So get out there and vote, ladies and gentlemen, because
Hey,
I
Fire Devil,
guarantee.
good to see you, buddy.
um, Jasmine, what were you saying about Inuyasha and everything? I could still hear from the headset.
Oh, what I was saying was, when I was in about my teens and stuff, maybe even a little bit before that, like basically my whole childhood. I knew about Toonami and Adult Swim, and on Toonami, I was watching kind of the big stuff like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball, but I didn't really watch anything else. Like I didn't really have a whole lot of knowledge even about anime. I didn't know any of that stuff was even anime, but I was seeing all of it, and some of it passed me by, but I had to kind of go back and rewatch some things when I got older and I found out about anime. Basically when Naruto was really big, that's when I started watching more stuff like Yu Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha, Full Metal, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's basically how my introduction into things, and it kind of was always there. Like Joker kind of mentioned like some of the themes and stuff. I
Oh
just
yeah.
I, I remember going to sleep and just hearing that stuff all the time. Like the ending of Cowboy Bebop. I didn't watch it at the time, but I always thought that that ending was, that song was kind of kick ass. I
It's a song that will wake you up, unfortunately, or you're like me, you can't go back to sleep. It's like I need to watch some. Yeah, that's how
yeah.
it's never any Yasha because I'm like I can't go to sleep. I need to watch something.
Because I remember watching back in it was 2003. I was sitting at the apartment back in Las Vegas at the time. This was when I was in junior high actually. Like this was when I was starting to be going from the elementary to the junior high days. I remember sitting at home watching. It was March of that year. They were doing the month of Miyazaki. So throughout the
Oh yeah.
whole throughout the whole month, they would play the regular shows like IGPX, all kinds. And then at a later time slot, they would have Howl's Moving Castle, The Cat Returns, Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, um,
Mhm.
Porco Rosso, and Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, and Princess Mononoke, and My Neighbor Totoro. They would have
Mhm.
those ones playing. I think it wasn't every day. It was not every day. It was like either Monday or Friday, one of the two, from my recent memory. And then they did the very interesting The Intruder segment for Toonami when we got because we lost the Tom 1 version, the small one. That's when he got the sleeker armor and everything from being devoured by the red blob monster at the end of that. And then they did and then later on, I believe it was in '04. It was '04. They did the virus thing where you go online and defeat the virus and everything. You help Tom and um and his companion best the
Mhm.
virus and all that. And when I saw the recent one, The Intruder 2, when that came back, I watched that whole thing and I'm like, it's back. It's back. Yay. Because that was such a big deal at that time. And I miss that era. I miss that era so much because
Yeah.
at that time, Toonami was still a powerhouse. And then in '05 is when Maguzi came in. And Toonami was being regulated to the weekends, I believe, when they started pushing it towards the weekend. Because Maguzi was on at that time. And from that channel block, from the best of my memory, there was Totally Spies, which was surprisingly good. I was shocked because it's like my sister got me
Mhm.
into it. She actually watched that one because whenever we came home from school, we agreed like what shows we could watch and everything while we did our homework. She recommended that one because she watched it one day when I was doing something else, and I sat down and I'm like, this is actually pretty good. kind of like with Witch, basically, kind of like with Witch, because you think with they're more geared towards girls and everything when you think about it, but Joker and I loved it. We loved it, and we're like, why are we not talking about this? I mean, why? I tell you. Um, that being said, on Maguzi, there was Totally Spies, there was Code Lyoko, there was the early 2000 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the good one from that modern, like in the early 2000s, the really good one,
Oh
and
yeah, I
and
know the
then
one you're
they
talking about.
and then there was Code Lyoko, Totally Spies, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's one more on there. I cannot remember for the life of me, but it was a good show nonetheless. That block was pretty fun because they had some decent ones on there. I was mainly watching it for the Totally Spies, the Code Lyoko, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was mainly watching it for those three shows. I was still Toonami. I was still watching Toonami though. I always managed to catch it. And then in June of that year, it was the summer of 2005, which is my all-time favorite memory because I remember they hosted um 3 anime that night. Every Friday night from
Okay, the programs were Ben 10, Code Lyoko,
Ben
Kids
10.
Next Door, Ben 10, Crypto the Super Duck. Oh god, that's a long, long time. The Life and Times of Juniper Lee,
Oh, that was
Megas
good.
XLR. I think that's the one you talked about that we can't quite find. Obviously,
Good
ooh,
luck.
Lucha Lucha, that was my favorite. The
Mucho Lucho, despite
funny
how
enough, it was created by a Chinese man. No, the people who created were both Chinese and wait, oh my god, because come on, hold on a second. Let me just web search because it's funny because Disney has that Spanish show that's coming out, if it will ever get out there. Yeah, but people who didn't have knowledge of, Spanish or wrestling, but they have more respect for that than what Disney. Put that in perspective. A show many, many years ago got it right in the most fun kid way possible versus Disney right now.
and there was
Honestly,
this one
oh, there's Rave Master. God, that's an old one. You can't even find Rave
oh
in terrible conditions.
yeah,
Obviously,
I
Pokemon One
heard about
Piece.
that. I was mad because somebody had it at a garage sale at one point. I opened the DVD. The disc was scratched.
Terrible. Ouch. Robot Boy.
I thought about it. I'm like, there is no way in hell, no amount of scrubbing and everything can heal it. There's no
Zach
amount.
Bell.
You have to run
Ego
that. You
GX.
have to run that through the disc cleaner like maybe 18 times.
Ouch.
Rave Master.
The other shows
I
include
remember that show. Wasn't
I
that the first
well,
show
that's
that
Hero before he
Hero
did Fairy
Hero
Tale.
Mach- Yes, I was gonna
Yes.
say that. Yep, Hero Machine Mashima.
Yep, that's correct. Zach Bell, that's a classic. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Zatch Bell.
Zalin Showdown. I love Zalin Showdown. Such a cool concept that sadly most aren't using it. I know there's like a sequel series, but I don't think I got that far in that one. Winx Club, classic. They always had a Winx Club. Transformers, Energy. Underrated, in my opinion. Obviously, Totally Spies, the classic Team NT. When the when one of the creators came back, I think that was the
What
I
about
think it
Jackie
was yeah, it
Chan?
was Peter Laird.
Oh,
Adventure?
the Jackie
Yeah,
Chan
it was
Adventures.
Peter
I loved that
So
one.
Chin Adventures, yeah, Peter Laird came
I
back for
always
his
watched
group.
it. I watched it for Uncle because Uncle is my favorite from that one.
Yep. Team Galaxy, I think it's an old one. But don't forget the old but still goodie, Static Shock.
Oh yeah,
That was a
Static
classic.
Shock. Yeah.
was expensive.
Um, so the all those great shows from back in the day, they were so much fun to watch, and I cherish those so much because it was my 2005 was like one of the big years for me in watching cartoons and
Oh, don't
getting
forget, babe,
getting
when I
further
was
into
not
anime.
Yeah. That was probably my the year I really got into anime.
The bigger ones that got me into it, aside from the Midnight Run and everything back in the late 90s, I was fortunate to watch those. I was very fortunate. I got caught twice. I got caught twice out of that whole thing, and my stepdad, he loved me, but my mom, no, the belt came out, and that was not fun. Worth it. Worth it, ladies and gentlemen. It was worth it, though. It was worth the ass whipping.
Oh yeah, I had
It
to
was.
catch that to catch Dragon Ball. Had to.
I did not care. I did not care if I was sore the next day at school. I did not care because I was watching one of the coolest shows of all time, and that was and that was Trigun, Dragon, let's see, it was Trigun, Gundam Wing, Outlaw Star, the Big O, um, all the adult
Yep.
ones. I'm amazed I even got away with that one. That one I was pretty shocked. Um,
Yep. I didn't watch any of those like coming up. I just recently watched Cowboy Bebop, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
oh, believe me,
Yes.
we'll stick around for the long run, Jasmine, because there's gonna be a you're by the time 2025 ends, you're probably gonna have all your bucket list of anime to watch is gonna shrink probably I want to say by 20 to 50% by the time we get there. At least somewhere in there. Um
Otherwise, I think that's it for us. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys, all of you, for enjoying.
yeah. Oh, real quick, the ones that I did see on Cartoon Network in '05, there was Cyborg 009,
Ooh,
Dot Hack led Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight, one of my personal favorite ones, and Gundam Seed. I watched the Destiny version of that one. The original one, the Gundam Seed, aired in '04. I missed out on that one. But I did catch Dot Hack Sign though.
I just
Needless to say,
recently watched that as well.
which one?
Dot hack sign.
Yay! Good, good. You're catching up. You're catching up with
I
me and you're catching up with me and Fatal. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I watched it because Fatal Ray he he praised it so much. I was like,
If we both
"Oh, give
praised the
that."
hell out of it. Like you watch it.
Yeah.
Um so ladies and gentlemen, one last time for the audience in the back. Next Thursday we will not be here. We're gonna the poll is gonna be launching right after this episode. Like right after this is over and everything. Because I'm almost done with the touches. I just gotta finalize it and then send it out. Here's the deal. The two polls are gonna be in both comments. It's gonna be the pinned one on my page. On my Twitter page. The comment below it will be the second one. It's two poll. Once you click on it, you'll see that one, and then the bottom in the response in the reply area will be the second one. That way, you don't have to go around like, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Um, Speaking of which, Jasmine, I don't know if I showed this to you or not. Joker, I don't know if you saw this or not, but I got this at Anime Impulse when I went out when it came here during in August.
Oh yeah. Uh
oh, yeah, I
yeah,
saw.
yeah, I
Very
think I
nice.
did see that. That's Samurai Champloo, right?
That is
Yep,
correct.
that is
Yep.
correct.
That is also on my watch list.
They had a big. You should have seen the one they had with this one. They had a Cowboy Bebop one.
Oh, cool.
I got that one for my roommate. I bought it. I
Oh,
bought it. I bought it for her as a thank you gift. As a thank you. And because I held up both of these. Like I held up both of them. You know what she did? She gave me the stare. He's like, you motherfucker! How dare you? How dare you? I held up both of them. I had the Samurai Champloo in the one, and then the other one on my left hand. This is my left hand right here. I held up both of them. I'm like, pick. Which one do you want? I bought both of them. Which one do you want? She was like,
impossible choice.
She was like, you motherfucker. I'm like, I'll be happy either way. I will be happy with your choice either way. There are no wrong answers here. There's no wrong answers. And to her credit, she took the Cowboy Bebop one.
Wise
But
choice.
yes. So the 20th at so mark the calendar, March 20th, 7:15 p.m. we are going to go live with the winner of that poll. So we have 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight. March 20th, 7:15 Mountain Standard Time, which would be because because I've been putting Mountain Standard Time so no one gets confused. Like, oh, where am I? Am I late? That way, it's easier to tell. Like, look at that because I know some of you guys are on Pacific and Central and everything. So I'm doing that just to make things more easier and less complicated with the timing and everything. Because I did get a lot of heat for that one, not adding the time zones. So I did get a lot of flack for that. But I learned and improved from there. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys. We thank you. On behalf of me, Joker, Jasmine, and everybody here, we want to wish you a happy Thursday. Vote like you mean it. Vote like you mean it on these polls because I want to see just how dedicated, how far we can push this because there could only be one winner. There could be only one winner. And whoever wins, that will be the one we get to watch. And I cannot wait to unveil it. Anyway, guys, I'm Anime Knight. This is Joker. This is Jasmine. Check out all the wonderful stuff. Wildman's in the house, was in the house. Thank you to the Nordporian Lifeform for the $2 super chat.
Thank you, Fire Nova, for stopping by as usual. Thank you, buddy.
Yep. And Crystal Kitten and Callie and everybody else. We're going to get out of here. Take care, guys.